You guys all know that answer. The Wingate for sure. It's definitely, I guess, there's a reason why it's at the end of the year workout. So that one definitely gets you.
Austin has to be relieved that this day's over. Now you can enjoy the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to come in here. You want to do your best, compete, and do the best you can. So, I felt I did that today.
Any of them in particular strike you as really good to show what a hockey player can do, like maybe the agility test?
Yeah, I mean, maybe like the 5-10-5 test, jumping and long jump, I think are definitely things that can go with, hockey.
You chose to go barefoot for the Y balance. Why?
Just a little bit more grip. I kind of stepped on there with socks, a little slippery, so, I'm already sweating, so my feet are kind of gross, so, a little friction, so kind of help you balance a little better.
Your partner really jumped high.
Yeah.
Did that intimidate you when he did that?
Well,
you jumped pretty high, but
yeah, he jumped really high. Yeah, I mean, Coons is a great athlete. Obviously, I think he probably set a record for biggest arms at the Combine this year. But yeah, he's definitely a very good athlete, and it was nice to kind of go with him, and we always push each other, especially when we're at the program.
How hard was it to do all that with all the cameras in your face as well?
I think you just kind of focus on the test and block it out. Like I said, you want to do as good as you can, and have a good showing.
How many teams did you meet with this? Sorry, it's just a bit of a mentally fatiguing week for you, just that you got all the meetings and now to be this year to wrap up the next day?
I mean, I'm not sure. I think it's kind of a sigh of relief to come in here and do the testing. You're kind of I wouldn't say dreading it all week, but I wouldn't say looking forward to it either. But you're going to do it, so it's kind of in your mind all week. But it's nice to kind of get it over with and at least do it.
How many teams did you meet with this week?
I met with 7.
What was the conversation like? Was it different this week than it was the last few weeks when you met with Mike and Lou in Russia?
It was pretty similar. Like I said before, very straightforward, business-like. Just getting to know you more about your family, and kind of what makes you tick off the ice.
Austin, is it beneficial to have the guy screaming in your face in that wing game when he's giving you that motivation?
Yeah, I think so. They definitely, you can definitely hear them. They're right in your ear the whole time. So I think it helps. You definitely hit a wall going in. I mean, 15 seconds in, it's gets very tough. So I think it's pretty beneficial to have somebody there.
Has Toronto given you somewhat of a strong indication that they might take you?
I'm not sure. Like I said, it was very straightforward. They haven't, indicated anything. It's more of, getting to know you, what you do off the ice, how you are as a person.
Will you visit Toronto at all in the next few weeks?
What's that?
Will you visit Toronto at all in the next few weeks?
No, I'm actually going home after this, and then I think I'll be in Arizona until we come back here for the draft.
What was it like adjusting in Zurich, playing on a roster with, I think, at least 10 players 30 years of age or older than you, 17 years of age at the time?
Well, yeah, it was definitely different. Going into it, the last couple of years I played with kids all my age, at the NTDP, and then you step into that, and they have families and kids and wives, so it's definitely a little bit different. But it was a really great group of guys. Everybody was very welcoming from the beginning. I stepped foot in Zurich, so I felt pretty fortunate to get to know everybody.
You played with and against men in Zurich and then again at Worlds. How different were those two experiences?
Well, it was definitely a step up at Worlds. I mean, that's a lot of really high caliber NHL hockey players, especially playing Canada and Russia, Finland. So it's definitely a step up. It's much faster. Guys are so experienced and so good that it just forces you to kind of elevate.
That going home, is that to decompress before really you make the biggest step of your professional career?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been really home too much since I've been back, so it'll be nice to kind of relax, enjoy time with my family and friends before the draft's coming up here in a couple of weeks.
City of Buffalo obviously going to be big in your life, being drafted here in a couple of weeks and this happening. Probably going to be your rival city for hopefully a decade or more. Can you talk about what this place means to you and what it could mean to you with you and Jack possibly having some fun here the next few years?
Well, it could mean a lot. I mean, I think, just to have the opportunity to be drafted, here in Buffalo, it's definitely going to, stick with you for a while. It's every kid's dream is to be drafted, so it's definitely something you'll remember.
In your mind, what makes you the best player in this draft?
I think I'm extremely competitive. I compete hard. I elevate guys around me, and I think I have an inner drive that really separates me from the rest.
What do you think you need to
grow
improve?
physically and put on weight in the last year? Do you know?
What's that?
How much taller did you get in weight? How much weight did you put on in the last year? Do you think?
In the last year and a half, I think I've maybe grown about an inch and about 7 to 10 pounds.
And
do you
how
think
much
you
did
need-
you bench press out there? What was the weight?
175.
What do you think you need to improve moving towards the NHL game?
Well, I definitely want to get stronger. It's so physical, smaller ice. It's definitely going to be a lot harder game. So I want to get stronger, and positioning without the puck defensively is definitely something I want to improve on.
You mentioned the smaller ice. Is that going to be an adjustment next season?
It'll be an adjustment, for sure. But I played on the small ice my whole life, so I don't think it should be too hard of an adjustment. But especially going up, to the NHL level, it's going to be much faster.